I could give them some little juicy bits if we want.
Juicy bits are always good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, come this way.
Okay.
Come this way, everybody. If you were here early, then you're going to catch this right off the bat. Come this way.
Walk this way.
We're going to show you our preliminary map. Yeah, this is like, this is kind of crazy, but you might as well just see it. Because it's so, these are more like guidelines for our trip coming up that we're going to do, and what we're trying to attempt, and what we're really working through right now, is we're flying our powered paragliders as much as possible. We're trying to build our hours as much as possible so that we can go and attempt to cross the continental United States from Canada to Mexico on powered paragliders. That is extremely scary, especially knowing what we know now and where our flight levels are at. It's got Ty, myself, and Brian Walthall just a little nervous on if we can do it, but we think we can do it. It's gonna be one heck of an adventure. So this map right here is the general consensus of what the basic routes might look like from Canada to Mexico or Mexico to Canada. We haven't locked that down, but right now, as a previous planning, is we're going to start and work our way down due to a bunch of factors I'm not going to get into right now. But yeah, it has been really interesting to plan a trip like this. It is a logistical nightmare because we're not only thinking in two dimensions, like how we drive overland trucks down dirt roads, secondary highways, and dirt roads across the country, but also in three-dimensional space on mountains and wind and restricted airspaces and our restrictions within what our capabilities are. So that's how we get this basic map. So that's all we're going to show you for right now. But that's, I mean, can you imagine saying I'm going to strap myself to a lawn chair and I'm going to fly from one end to the other and hopefully it all works out. So we're getting all that planned up, and so stay tuned. That's coming up. It was 1 month from yesterday that we're going to leave. So we got a lot of flying to do. So there's your little juicy bit. Come this way. We've got a few things lined up. I want to give a shout out to AMP. AMP just sent us power steps for the Prospector, and it was huge. It was a really great thing that they did for us, and I really appreciate it. So the Prospector now has the ability to not split my pants when getting into the Prospector. So I've already wrecked 3 pairs of pants from doing this, like that, just totally blown out. So I was joking that this might actually be a cost-effective way. Eventually I will come out ahead because I'm not blowing pants out every 3 weeks.
The short people in your life really appreciate those.
Yeah, walking around the shop with a blown out crotch. You know, no one wants to see that. So, yeah, the reason I asked them for these, the XLs, is because they do have a slider. It's more like a rock guard, and then the AMP step tucks in really nice underneath it. So we can still go do quite a bit of more aggressive stuff. They're really good in the snow and the mud, this style, which is something we got to think about here in Montana. So yeah, and then they got lights underneath them. Dark Horse Customs installed those for us, and they did a great job. So that's what's the latest on the Prospector. Right here, you are seeing a set of 37s on the little tire trailer we have here. These are the original Jeep tires. We're going to pull the TPMS, tire pressure monitoring systems, out of these tires, or out of these wheels. And then take them back over to Dark Horse, which is where the Gladiator is right now. They are putting on airbags. They're wiring a rear Anderson connection to the back. They are looking at wiring in the air compressor and finishing the wiring for the rear Xeon winch that's on the back of the Gladiator Prospector, or excuse me, so many names.
Trinity.
Gladiator, Patriot, P-Core, rear tray bed.
Good job.
Yeah, didn't get my turds twisted on that one. So yeah, we are going to go with 37s. We just want to. We just really want to see how it goes. So we got the Grabber X3s and 37 1250s on 17-inch rims. So that's what these will be. You'll see those coming up on the Jeep. So in here, I was going to show you the toy hauler. Have you guys seen yet the Overlanders? Carrying one around, but this is the new Overlander GPS that Garmin put out just at Expo West, and it's awesome. So we've now got all these connected into all of our trucks with a magnetic mount, and that's one of my favorite things about this. Check this out. So this magnetic mount, we have this wired in full time through some USBs that Tanner wired in. And then this little guy holds our InReach Mini. This guy also charges our Garmin 360 camera up here, so that's kind of like our dash cam for when we're shooting the show. And then this bad boy goes right here, attaches, and starts charging instantly. That is the cleanest GPS system, and if you want to use it, you just grab it, work on it, do your route planning, whatever, and then it goes right back.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool. And then an InReach Mini, which we have mounted with a marine mount. And some of these are going to get, we ordered the marine mounts so that it can have a full-time 12-volt supply without a USB. So we have a bunch of those that we can swap a couple of these systems out for. And then it talks with the Garmin Overlander. And so you can text and reply and send everything through your InReach via your Overlander device. Let's see, what else does it do? So here you can see there's the InReach function, and then it's got, here's our pitch and roll, and we use pitch and roll all the time. Right now, say the truck is pretty level, we can set that there, calibrate it, and then when it's sitting there and we get into camp, you can go pitch and roll, and you can see how this is how we use it. Sure, off-roading, crawling, all that stuff, cool, and you can set proximity alarms, so when it hits certain pitches, it'll, you know, yell at you. But where we're using it every single day is rolling into camp and making sure our tents are level, which is a big deal. You can just see right on the screen and find that perfect spot in your campground that gets your truck as close to level as possible, or if you got to roll up on a Max Trax or something like that. We're using that right there. We could talk about Garmin stuff all day.
Well, especially this year, since we don't know our route.
Yeah, so if we'll just keep going on this for a second if you guys are interested. The other cool thing that they incorporated into this is Overlander. So these icons, and I forget what this one is, but it's like Campgrounds America or something like that. But then they use Overlander, and you guys have seen through our show for years we've been using Overlander. Now it's built in natively into the Garmin Overlander, which, so when we are rolling along, we're like, we don't know where we're going to camp, and we're out of cell service, it's all in here. So it knows our GPS location, it sees what the latest cache is, what's cached in here for Overlanders, or through Overlander, and you can be like, I want to check that out, I want to go there, hit that, and hit navigate, and it'll take you right to that spot. That is updated, or will be updated often, because Overlander is a crowdsourced platform that gets updated with your device. So that's pretty stinking cool. Anyway, in the back here, some people have been asking about our toy hauler. One of the things that we know that we've been hearing through chatter is that we got this toy hauler just for us. That's not the case. Patriot Campers is selling toy haulers in the United States. This does happen to be one of the first ones that came here, but toy haulers are available for purchase in the United States. So it's not just for us. It's anybody, if you want a toy hauler, you can buy one. This is the 610. If I got this right, toy hauler, 6.1 meters long. They also make a 730, so 7.3 meters long. And that's for side-by-sides, things that are bigger. It's quite a bit bigger trailer, meter and a half, not quite longer, so say call it 4 feet longer, which adds up. This is already a bigger trailer, but I'll give you a quick walkthrough on how we have ours set up. These are, we've already taken it to Mexico. We've given it a rundown. We're using it as our aircraft carrier, so to speak. That's how we're joking about it, because we're carrying our powered paragliders on the back of them. There's one right there. So we're mounting them up right here in a row, and then we're hauling fuel cans and just being able to use this deck to load and unload. We set them on the edges right there and can pick them up and move them. This has been a dream come true for having to fly off the deck. Let's see. It's got a few of the crazy things about this trailer is the independent suspension on all wheels. There's no axles, cross axles on this. It's all independent. So this has 2 shocks under it. This has 2 shocks under it. Yeah, see if you can see that under there. Look at the suspension under this thing. It has been flawless. It goes anywhere that our trucks have been able to go. Anyway, and then all this, if you see this bar right here, that's designed, Justin designed that when he was building his, that he wanted this rear tray to be able to rock slide, so it could come off stuff and slide off and drop off of stuff without damaging the trailer. And that's what these are for. These are basically skids. Let's see, on the front, it's similar to an X1 trailer with a few different mods to it. This is just like on the X1. It's got the pull-out slide here. And then this is a little different. We use this for organizing of pilot stuff like harnesses and windsocks and stuff. We're still working on, as you can see, how we're going to organize this. And then up top, this drops here. We've got already 1 wing stuffed in here for the powered paraglider, so we can get 1 more in there. It's got a power system right here, which is nice. Right now we're charging an inReach and the Bluetooth headset on the back for my helmet. And everything's lit up really well. It's pretty awesome. The top here is a massive, just dry or wet storage. I already have, like we had some wet boots here the other day from running a canoe. And you can throw your nasty stuff up here or a bunch of firewood or whatever. This is actually becoming a pretty handy thing. We were able to stuff 2 wings in here as well when we were hauling 3 wings. Rooftop tent up top. That is a 1400 series Easy On tent. We've got one of the new black covers coming for this, which is going to be sweet. We upgraded the side lights to the rigid scene lights. We are a huge fan of these. So we just asked Rigid to send us some of these, and we outfitted this trailer with them. All of our trucks have those. What else about it? Let's go to the other side. This big pole here, how we've got this set up is for our windsock. This is a 30-foot painter's pole that we can pull out, put the windsock on the end, and set it in that pole there and see what the wind is doing when we're taking off. Come this way. This side, if you're using this trailer as a camper, would be your galley side. So this is made just like on the X1, made for your refrigerator, which we don't have in here yet, obviously. And then it's got a full sink. Broke it. What did I do? Anyway, broke it. There's a sink and a galley system right there with forks and knives and everything, just like on an X1 trailer. Right here, you'd be able to store like your stove. We've been working in this department for our aircraft carrier purposes. Yesterday, Tanner and I, mostly Tanner, installed our new ham radio in here. So with the D-Star, so now the pilots, while they're in the air, can talk over their D-Star handhelds and be transmitting our location, our heading, our altitude, and distance from this radio every time we transmit, which is pretty stinking cool. And then we wired it into the speaker system built into the trailer. So now we have loudspeakers on the back that motors are running, people are talking. We can hear all the radio comms through this trailer that are happening through the loudspeakers. So we are nerding out hardcore on this, and we're having so much fun, which is what this is all about, having fun. So,
what's the weight on the trailer?
You know, I don't know. I need to find out. It's got a lot of tongue weight, we do know that, and the reason it's got a lot of tongue weight is it's built for counterweight. So they preload the tongue weight, anticipating that you're going to put motorcycles or a side-by-side on the back to counteract that. So we have run into that because we're putting 65-pound powered paragliders on the back. They don't weigh anything. So collectively, between the three of them, we're looking at 300 pounds. That's not much. So we've just been running it a little softer, running it with water in the tank. This does have, I think, a 38-gallon water tank underneath it. That helps the ballast of it tremendously. But it really hasn't been that big of a problem. It tows great. It's an easy towing vehicle or trailer. So it's got auto ride, which is what's pretty rad. We can drop the airbags. So when we get into camp, we can level it. Because this has a tent on it as well, so we can use the airbag side to side to level the trailer. And then we can also drop it here when we have the powered paragliders on. Drop it to the bottom, and it's easy when you're with your motor on to come over here and set it down right there and pick it up and go. And then when you're ready to hit the trail, you flip these two switches, and the airbags fill it up to optimal ride height automatically, and then it'll stop where it likes it. There you go. That's the optimal ride height, automatically set. You can flip those back down, shut the compressor off, and off we go. So, pretty cool. We've got, let's see, a couple more drawers. Power systems in here, water gauge in here, the Red Arc Manager 30, which is, as you can tell, we're major fans of. This also has one so we can tell how much power we're using. We're doing a lot of charging out of this trailer too. Radios, ham radios, refrigerator when we get one, and then all of the comms for the pilots, and then all of our Garmin verbs for the pilots. So there's a lot of stuff that we're charging through here as well. All of that is charged off of the Tundra through an Anderson cable that comes straight off the main power battery. Or do we have it wired to the auxiliary battery? Do you remember? Don't know. I think it's primary, and then it runs right to the back. I'll show you here in a second, and charges this battery system through Anderson connections, which if you've caught some lives before, those Anderson connections are, like, we're going to those for just about everything. They're great. I've been slow on the to get to those Anderson things, and I don't know why. We should have been using them 5 years ago, you know. And right here, this is just our utility strap drawer right now. If you're using this as a camper, this would be a great food drawer for your dry goods. Sweet. Water fill right here. And they've already plumbed in an air check off the compressor so that we can blow off the trailer, blow ourselves off, clean up the motors, all kinds of stuff with it. On the front, just like the X1, got 2 spare Jerry's here, and then this is built for another a Weber grill. I think it's the X1000 or something like that, or the 1000.
It's the 1200.
Oh, 1200 fits in here.
Q1200.
Q1200. Good, thank you.
Yes.
That fits in here and swings out, and we use those all the time on the X1 trailer. It's actually one of the best things to have a barbecue that just slides right out. Face it, folks, we're not here to rough it. No one here at Expedition Overland is saying we're here to be roughing it. We're actually, we're not even close to roughing it. The whole idea is that we're super comfortable to go out and explore and be out there for long periods of time and have a great experience. And all of this stuff just really lends to that. Working out of these trailers in particular has been a dream come true. They make it so much fun. So
also for
well
us
built
too,
and thought through.
to talk to that, we're running a film production on the road.
That too.
That is a lot. It requires a lot more power, amenities. We're feeding a team of people for days on end.
Yep.
So it helps all
of that. So you can see here, this is where we charge an Anderson. Right there, that plugs into the trailer. We would remount this. We should have mounted it like right here. This is too far out and it kicks out a lot. Or we should extend this cable, but if I was to do it again, it would have been mounted right here. So, yeah, that's about the run through. Oh, check these out. This is new too. You guys just seen all the new Extreme Shackle or the Extreme Fair Lead from Warren, and the new Sidewinder closed system from Warren as well. That eliminates a whole shackle by using that. So that just got put on all of our trucks. And I think that's about it. Now, Tanner and I have to hop in the Prospector, go over to Dark Horse, talk to them, go over to SES, line out some wraps, and then at the end of the day, or after that, come back and edit some more. So that's the day.
Time for like 2 questions?
Sure.
Okay.
Questions?
Let me see if they'll come in here. Couple questions, guys. Now's your chance. I think my service is.
I'm crying.
Like, we have really bad allergies right now in Montana.
Oh man, we're just getting nuked with allergies.
For people that are just hopping on, can you tell them again where we're going? What our next big trip?
Yeah, we're working on a big trip from Canada to Mexico, flying powered paragliders across the continental United States.
Just that.
If you say it fast, it doesn't sound like it's that big of a deal. But if you slow it down and start thinking about what that means, it becomes extremely daunting and scary. So yeah. that's the plan.
What watch are you wearing today? It's always the watch.
It always is a watch. Today I am not wearing my Marathon automatic Jumbo SR. I think that's what it was called, which was my 10-year anniversary from my beautiful bride behind the camera over here. I am using, Garmin sent me the Phoenix 5 Plus, and this one is the titanium one, which is really cool. And I had no idea that I would be so attached to a watch, but it basically runs your life once you get it set up, and I've loved it. It's really cool. It's got maps in it, it's got a GPS in it, and we've been using this. The 3 of us pilots all have one, and we're using it extensively for altitude, bearings, headings, all that stuff, because it's right on our wrist. So when we're flying, we can just look. And you can download certain apps, and I have a paragliding app right on this, so I can turn it up. It tells me how far I am from my latest, or from where I took off, how long I've been flying, ground speed, air speed, all kinds of stuff. So these are pretty incredible tools. Check them out, the Phoenix 5 Pluses. So
Do we
yeah.
have a full Samson walk around on YouTube yet?
I don't know if we have a full Samson walk around. We can do that maybe next time.
Yeah.
Next week we can try and do a full Samson walk around. Show you that. That'd be awesome. Samson's right over there. So yeah, maybe we could look at doing that next week. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Cool.
And then
Right on. Any other questions?
any possibility for fan meetups in the future?
Possibility for fan meetups. Sure. We haven't done one in quite a while.
Yeah.
We're due. We are due for one. So that would be awesome. I can't tell you when right now. Our lives are so incredibly bombed with work that don't even know which way is up or down right now, or what day it is. We work straight through the weekends, all that stuff. So right now, getting a fan or any sort of an event planned would be too much, but we can look at that maybe the fall, something like that. So
Cool.
yeah, right on. Well, everybody, hope you have a great day. We're having a good day over here, and we'll just keep cranking on our stuff. I hope you guys get out this weekend. It's summer. Go get after it, and we'll see you out there next time.